the festive season, and of course, we are also buoyed by that here on the Tonny and Tim show. And we are back again. I'm Tonny.
And I'm Tim.
We'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode where we had a brilliant weekend of football, a big game ending that weekend last night. Manchester United losing for the first time in 9 games to Liverpool 3-1 at Anfield.
Yeah, Tony, it was something that was coming. The 8 games that Man U had held on, I think it was not displaying the picture, but finally Liverpool showing their credentials and putting Man U off the way 3-1.
If you're a Liverpool fan and you're now starting to break some of the hoodoos against some of these big teams, is this a sign that this might be the time?
It's time to start believing, Tony. If you cannot start believing now, then I don't know when you can believe. This could be Liverpool's year.
Liverpool beat Manchester United convincingly 3-1 there last night. Those 3 goals coming, one from Sadio Mane, a very brilliant goal, very brilliant pass from Fabinho, as well as 2 goals from the substitute Xherdan Shaqiri. We've talked about him on the episode, on the show, how much Klopp trusts him, how he has even had to tweak his formation to try and fit Shaqiri in the starting lineup. But very quickly to the starting lineup team. We have talked about Liverpool. They've been having some injuries. Joel Matip is out until the new year. We had Trent faced a last fitness
Milner was out.
It was the selection of Fabinho for me and Nathaniel Klein in that right back position that seemed a bit curious at the start.
Yeah, when I saw the lineup, I was so scared after seeing Klein, Tony. He had not had game time this season. But he's a proven number 2. He has been there before, so I was not scared. It was Fabinho, Tony. I was so worried. Having watched, I think, a few games of him, and he didn't boss the midfield, but what a player he was yesterday. A revelation, Tony.
I think if you sign Fabinho for £40 million and people have been asking questions, I think he answered most of them.
Yesterday's performance was amazing, and I was like, this could be why Klopp bought him. If there was any doubts, I think we have to quash those doubts.
No, but he certainly had a very brilliant game, Fabinho,
brilliant, Tony,
in that particular midfield there. And of course, on Manchester United's side, is where we saw a bit of changes there. Of course, we had a last minute change in Eric Bailly coming in for the injured Chris Smalling there in very interesting circumstances. Matteo Darmian coming in as a centre back in that 3-man defense there. Very interesting. But it was Pogba rooted on the bench and didn't even come off the entire night.
That is the horrible news, Tony, that any Man United faithful is failing to answer, Tony. If Pogba, Tony, is not being played because he loses the ball in the midfield, Man United has adapted a formation of playing under Herrera and Matic in that to sweep therefore, you need a career, Tony, and I do not think Lingard is better than Pogba in that number 10 role. I do not think, Tony.
Very interesting there. Very curious selection for me. I've talked about this on this show even. I would pick Amata ahead of Lingard any day. Lingard, for all his energy, for all his talent, he's undoubtedly he's talented player. Very interesting. Of course, he got that goal for Manchester United.
A gift.
Very poor mistake from Alisson there, a player who has showed us time and again that is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Mourinho certainly needs to. Someone has to talk to him. Someone has to give him a push in the back and say, boss, you need to put the best players on the pitch. Mata is out, for example. Pogba is out. Martial is out. These are big ball players, big game players. You can't put these players out. So it was curious for me when I looked at the starting lineup for Manchester United.
The bench looked stronger than the starting lineup. And I mean, you start worrying if that's how a coach is going to play his players. We all know, yes, Mourinho has the ego, but I think football has gone beyond ego. It's about man management, Tony. If you cannot manage Pogba, if you cannot make Mata happy, then the entire United team is in disarray. And I do not know. I was happy looking at Ed Woodward complaining in the stands. Ferguson looked disappointed. Can they use this and try to impart something in Mourinho? Of course, Mourinho is past his best. I think he is.
Away team from the team selection. We saw in the build-up to the game, Mourinho asking his players to show up in the game. The coach has selected you onto the pitch. He has made it clear that Pogba and Mata are not the starters, and you guys are the starters. Must you then come to the pitch and give away a performance that like these guys did? Liverpool, let's not take anything away from their best beast performance. They had 65% of the possession.
Yeah.
They had 36 shots.
Yeah, that was a
Against
worrying
Manchester
start.
United,
Yeah.
6 shots, 11 of those on target. Manchester had only 2 shots on target, including Lingard's goal.
Yeah, that is the worrying start, and that is the divide we've been mentioning, that Liverpool has become more superior compared to Man United. This you cannot mention in the last years, but it is happening. And even if you've said, Tony, that the players in the pitch have to give everything they can, the quality in them is lacking. I mean, yes, Diego Dalot, Tony, had a horrible game. He did not deliver.
He definitely didn't.
Man United defense, Tony, is poor. I mean, these are all Mourinho's purchases, Eric Bailly and Lindelof, but they are poor. Ashley Young is not a number 3. The midfield, Matic has dipped. I don't know if people are watching that, but Matic looks one of United's worst players. Of course, Lukaku, I think,
one of the most trusted.
One of the trusted, Tony. And Lukaku is like you're playing a red card up front there. I do not know Rashford's position. He plays the same position in England, but he's too poor also in Man United. The entire team needs a change. I don't think it's the team, but the coach needs a change in this team.
Poor circumstances for Manchester United fans. They have very poor performance on the day. 36 shots to 6 shots is a statistic we expect from a bottom side team. For me, it's something that's not acceptable. Mourinho has now conceded 29 goals already this season. That's one more than the 28 he conceded the whole of last season.
That tells the story, Tony. And you have not even mentioned that they are now 19 points away from behind Liverpool, who are on the top of the table, of course. But not only that, because if you drop down, you're like, can you find a way to the Champions League top 4? He is 11 points off that. And I do not see Chelsea making lesser points compared to Man United, let alone Arsenal. So it's a damn season for Man United. I won't say that.
That's a bold prediction once again from the team. I think there's still a lot of time. But this has to be a wake-up call for Manchester United. They've suddenly been blowing hot and cold. We talked about Mourinho blowing hot and cold before the episode. I had thought that maybe after that midweek loss, they would come and give a performance in this particular game. That didn't happen. Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp having an absolutely beastly outing yesterday at Anfield.
Robertson, amazing.
Much deserved performance to all these guys. They're now in first place. They again leapfrogged Manchester City, who had reclaimed top spot. They have 45 points from 19 games. That's a big return. From 17 games. That's a big return for Liverpool. A team that has shown in the recent past that they have the credentials, but they were having some frailties that they've totally swept out. Van Dijk pocketing Lukaku in the game.
My friend, he's the best defender, Tony, available in the Premier League. Van Dijk is a beast of a man, so confident. He pulls the ball anytime he wants. He was even, Tony, one time at the United box, and I'm like, who is defending for Liverpool? That is the confidence that these Liverpool players have, and it's worrying times for Man United, very.
Big game there. Of course, Liverpool beating Manchester United 3-1. What a game. It was very enjoyable. Of course, not so much for the Manchester United fans there. But up next, they have some simple games. Both clubs, Liverpool will travel to Wolves on Friday night. It's not so simple for them. But for Manchester United, traveling to Cardiff on the weekend, that should be something where you must pick 3 points.
But you don't get surprised if Cardiff can score 2 goals there.
Very interesting. We'll be right back after the break with more of the results.
Now you have me where you need boom. My heart like this card, now you see through. Your hands through my Levi's and jeans too. Body language, just pick yourself too.